Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting. And as you can see, we're going to be doing a Paydirt review today. And this is one of my favorite sellers, GoldBay. So I got some Paydirt from them and a sticker. Don't know what I'll do with the sticker. Maybe I'll be like a lot of these other YouTubers and start a sticker wall or something. I will save it just in case I ever do go that route. But this is, I happened to go on GoldBay the other day. I'd been talking to Dave, the owner over at GoldBay, on Facebook about his website, and I happened to see he's got a new Paydirt, and he does not have a lot of Paydirt on his website. He very rarely changes his Paydirt. So I saw something new, and this is it. It's his 3-pound red clay Paydirt. So that's it. I ordered some, had to get a friend of mine to order it, get it sent to me as quick as possible before he runs out. There's obviously not a lot of this, he says. So let's weigh it up first. Have my scale on. It's supposed to be 3 pounds. And 3 pounds, 14 ounces. If you can see that. 3 pounds, 14 ounces. So that's pretty good. Let me get rid of this. And I will read you the description. This is very unusual and limited supply of Paydirt from my gold mine, the Colorado Quartz. This dirt comes off some historical diggings on the first level, which is 80 feet underground. And we have been finding that this red clay-like substance contains the most gold that we have found in the tailings. So the chance of random gold is definitely there. All of these bags contain 1 gram guaranteed, which is gold that I add to make sure that you're getting what you pay for, and you can add as much as you like using the options. So I did talk to him after I ordered and I got it in. I did email, or actually Facebook them, Dave, to ask him about this Paydirt and how difficult it was. And he does say it essentially is clay. It's very sticky, and it will take a lot of extra effort to work this material. Now, one thing I will say, I know his bags seem to change up a lot. I like this bag better than the weird burlap sandbags. He usually ships them in his 3-pound bags, and I like this one a little bit better. I'm going to try to open it without making a giant mess. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to screen this out, as if it is sticky and clay-like, I won't be able to classify it. Huh? Of course, I did cut a hole in the bag, and I did start to make a little mess. But there we go. Well, it's not wet. Well, it looks like clay. It is very, very red. I don't know if you can see that. It should classify. So I'm going to let you listen to some music, and I am going to classify this down. Well, I'm going to try at least, and if I cut and come back to you rather quickly, you'll know it didn't work. Let's try. So, finished classifying it all down, and as you saw, I don't know if you could see it in fast forward, but I had to reclassify this one a second time because it was just clogging up the screens. This is like clay. It is a little sticky, you know what I would say? So I had to do that twice, and I will say, even with this, there probably is a lot of -40 in this material, just because it was clogging up the screen again. It was pretty difficult, and I mean, I'll show you. I will definitely have to be cleaning these. I'm putting them in a pan so they don't spill anywhere. I will wash them to see if I can get any gold out of those as well. I have to clean up my table because I made a little bit of a mess. This stuff is pretty, dirty. It's hard to work with. It looks exactly like red cat litter, which is usually made out of clay. Now let's find out if there's any magnetic stuff. This is going to be kind of surprising. No, nothing there. I mean, there's very, very little. Let's see in the larger material. I mean, there's a little bit, but not really. There's really not that much. So not a lot of, if you don't use a magnet, this will be pretty easy. I'll be really curious to see what it does to my water. But I want to also say, I did not see any gold, which really, really surprised me. I thought the gold would really pop in this stuff. I thought, okay, if it's got a gold, because it's not, he does add a gram of gold. The gold that's been sitting in this clay, I figured I wouldn't see just because, it's going to have all this red stuff caked on it. But the stuff he added, I thought for sure I'd spot it just classifying it, but I didn't see it. So I know it's in there because he's never let me down before. But I'm going to go pan this all out and see what kind of gold I get. Well, finished panning that all out, and let me say that was some very, very messy pay dirt. I've had pay dirt before that had a lot of silt in it. I've had pay dirt that has a lot of organics in it. I've had pay dirt that's had a lot of black sands in it. This stuff tops all of that. It is extremely silty. Well, it's like silt, but it's a clayish type material. So you have a lot of clumping, so you have to actually break up all the material as you're panning it just to make sure, because you'll get globs in there that just will not break up in the water itself, so you have to manually do it. It clouded up the water horribly. I mean, this is probably the worst I've ever had a pay dirt do this to me before. And I really essentially had to pan blind to say, and just know that your skills are good enough that you're not losing some gold. I did end up in the end, after I ran it all, I did go outside and actually run it through my sluice just to see if I was missing something, just because it's so hard to see the gold in this, but it was a lot of fun. I'm actually going to show you a clip right now so you can see just how this stuff murks up the water. So I'll let you watch that right now. I'm going to try and demonstrate just how really, really bad this stuff is at mucking up water. This is about 2 tablespoons, and fresh water. Just changed it. I've had to change my water multiple times, but this is just... It's like the bloom of red. And the only good thing is it does tend to want to sink a little faster. So, but, I mean, you can see 2 tablespoons. This stuff is going to be pure red by the time I finish all the -40, which is this. So, I mean, that was 2 tablespoons, and there's a lot of tablespoons in here. So just to show you just how red this stuff will get your pay dirt, will get your water. So be very prepared. This stuff is very, very messy. I mean, every piece of my equipment is covered in red now. I'm gonna have to be doing some serious cleaning after this. All right, now back to the stuff. All right, so as you saw, that stuff is just, I mean, it covered everything. All my equipment is gonna have to be cleaned now very well. because everything is just covered in a nice little fine thing of red. But it was extremely fun. I will say that. It was a lot of fun because it's some material I've never seen before. I did find some quartz, and the one thing I will say, if you're a fan of Dave over at GoldBay, you will know he has a quartz mine. And I'll actually show you two pictures as well. These are the two pictures he just sent me on Facebook of a nugget he just found in his mine. So I'll show you those as well. So as you can see, he has a lot of quartz type gold. So I always check his quartz in any of his bags I get just to double check there's not even just a little bit of piece of gold in it. I didn't see any of these. I will check again, but I've really looked at them and I did not see any. I might break them up just to double check, but obviously if you can't see it, there's probably not a lot in there that's going to change the scale any. But let's get to the gold I found. So like I said, this stuff was really surprising that I did not see the gold when I was sifting it. But I will say, since none of this material is heavy, there's really almost no black sands in this. I mean, or magnetite or hematite. So the gold sinks really easily to the bottom. So it was, even though you can't see the gold, once you get down to the bottom, you'll find it. So in the plus 10, I did find some gold. 5 pieces to be exact. Really nice, really happy with that. Really surprising too. And actually, I will even see if I can show you this one. I get to add another one to my very small collection of gold that I managed to keep. And it's this one that actually is a wrap again. Let me see. Without dropping it. I have a bad habit when I do things with tweezers. I'm dropping them. And I dropped it. See, I dropped it. Here, I'll just take a picture. I'm going to take a picture, and if I can take a picture of it, I'll add it right here. But this is a nice little piece that's wrapped. Let me see, do I have it upside down? I can't tell. All right, well, here, let's try that. There you go. I'll still try to add a picture if I can get a picture of it. But pretty cool. 5 nice pieces. In the minus 10 plus 20. Oh, let me unzoom you. Unzoom you. More gold. Even more gold. About 12 pieces. And I don't know if you can see that, but there is some very small gold in there as well. So minus probably 40. And that's because, like I said, this stuff is very clumpy. It's hard to get. So it was very hard to separate and actually get all the material in the right classifications. Now, in the minus 20 plus 40, I found even more gold. A huge pile of gold, in fact. And this probably is about half plus 40 to minus 40, because there's a lot of fly poop in here, really fine stuff. Once I got down to this, I knew it was going to all be intermingled, and there was just a lot of it. So it made it, harder to pan just to make sure you get all the fly stuff out of there. But had gold. And then I got to the minus 40 and found even more gold. A nice little pile, and it should probably be doubled because half of it's in this one. So, all right, I'm going to let you listen to some more music while I put this all in boats. Well, finished wrangling up all the gold. Now let's weigh it up. So we'll do this here. And the plus 10. I'll zoom you in a second. Let me put this in there. We got 0.517. Minus 10 plus 20. 0.273. Now again, I am guaranteed 1 gram in this bag. .317. Since this stuff is pretty fine, I'm just going to change out my boat. Now let's weigh up the -40. Funny, I found more -40 probably than the -20 plus 40. All right, 0.41. Now let's weigh it all up. There you go. 1.155. All right, I'm going to be right back with my ROI and the review. All right, I'm back. Calculated up my ROI, wrote up my review, so let's get to it. Again, this is from GoldBay.com. It was their 3-pound red clay pay dirt. I was guaranteed 1 gram of gold. Its cost was $49. Shipping was $7.95. And I have to say that's a sad thing. GoldBay used to ship for $2.95. Then he upped it to $3.95, which was beyond cheap because, you know, you can't ship a 3-pound bag for $3.95. But sadly, he recently raised his price to $7.95 to be in lieu with actually what it was costing him, which really sucks. But it's fair. It's fair to him. I preferred paying really low shipping. It increased my ROI. But total cost, $56.95. So gold I recovered right here, 1.155 grams of gold. And I will say one thing. This is probably one of the few times I will say, and I said it in the May 6 video as well, that I think I might have lost some gold. This stuff was just with so much clay. It was really, really hard. I mean, you had to break it all up manually, and I'm sure there was little bitty clumps and something might have got away. Even after running it through my sluice, the sluice really isn't going to break it up. You really need like a header type box or something like that, and I just don't have stuff like that. And I know 99% of the people that watch my videos don't. So I wouldn't be surprised if you lose a little bit of gold in this one. But I still found over the gram, which is all that really, really matters. So gold spot on the day I received this pay dirt was $40.01. So this year's gold value is $46.21, which means my ROI is 81.14%, or on my scale an 8.1. Now I will say, when I did the math on this, when I saw it, the guaranteed ROI when I purchased it was 70%, and that's really, really high. There's not a lot of sellers out there that when you look at their websites offer you a 70% ROI or better. And I did get better in this. I got 10% higher. I mean, actually 11, almost 11%. I ended up with 81.14%. Now for a fun factor, I'm giving this a 10. Now yeah, it was extremely difficult to pan. It was extremely messy, but it was a huge fun experience. I loved it just because it was something new. I don't know how often I would do this pay dirt just because it's so messy, you know, especially when I'm indoors. And my wife was giving me the evil eye every time I walked around the house with my gloves covered in red stuff, you know, because she just knew I was going to touch something and mess it up. But it was fun, so I'm giving it a 10 for that. For pay dirt description, I'm giving them an 8. Maybe it should be a 7, but I'm going to give them an 8. The only thing that really needs to do is to tell you, you know, that the clay, that how difficult this clay will be to pan and how you should break it up a little bit. But maybe he thinks that people know that if they've ever worked in clay before. I don't know. But I am giving him an 8 for that. For quantity and packaging, he got a 10 for quantity. It was over 3 pounds. It was almost 4. The bag I'm going to give it 8 for. It was in also a Tyrex bag when he shipped it, or a bubble wrap bag, so essentially double wrapped. But he's using a better bag now than those weird sandbags he was using before. I like this bag much better. For customer service and shipping, he's getting a 10. I've never had a problem contacting him. I generally contact him on Facebook if I have a question about to him. And he's always answered it extremely fast. The only time exception was he does go and do some concerts every once in a while, and when he does those, he generally tends to be harder to reach. But every other time, and it shipped really quickly. I believe it shipped within 2 days I purchased it. So total score for GoldBay's 3-pound red clay Paydirt is a 9. A 9 even. Really good score. Great score. You know, it'd be, I think, a 9.4 if his Paydirt description was a 10. So, you know, this is... Getting an 80% ROI is really rare these days. Great bag. Really enjoyed it. Actually loved it. So all that's left is to do my 24-karat gold-plated dime giveaway, or my gold-plated dime appreciation. Here, let me put it right there. But before I give away the dime, I need to do one shout out to my newest Patreon member, and that's going to be HD Shovel Ed. He's a fellow YouTuber, and he does videos as well. He does some Paydirt reviews, he does some gem reviews, he does all kinds of things that are very familiar to people that are watching this channel. So make sure you go check him out. It's HD space Shovel space Ed, ED. So that's that. Now, the winner of this is going to be the Almighty G. So you'll see your name up here in a second. Make sure you contact me so I can send you this off to you. And as always, thanks for watching and happy panning.